Hi there, welcome back. So today's video, I'm a glutton for punishment, I think. Going to try and use the Chameleon flakes and maybe some of the metallic powder. Now, I love dragons. I don't know if anybody else out there likes dragons. I hope they do. If you don't, then this video isn't for you because this involves two moulds of dragons. So there they are, both of them. This is one of them. Now, I've just realised, looking at this, does look a little bit like part of a woman's body, but we'll move on from that. So these are two dragons with their tails intertwined, a bit romantic maybe, perhaps Valentine's. If you know somebody that likes dragons and they are your sweetheart, why not do this for them? Make this maybe. That would be an unusual and unique present. Now I'm using a microfiber cloth here because, you know, I'm trying anything at this point to stop these chameleon flakes from flying everywhere as soon as you open them up. So I'm just showing you some of the colours. They are wonderful. Now I've tried using these in some other videos. If you haven't seen those, then why not check them out from our playlist. I think I'm going to go with this colour and this colour here. They look, oh no, actually no, maybe the green. The green is better. I love green. It's a very verdant colour. So here we go. As you can see, the flakes are just static and flying everywhere, going all over the mould, including the bits that won't be covered in resin. But I am not going to stress about that. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep going. So this part has been sped up because, you know, this took time to do, just to get enough of coverage using the flakes, and then you're going to see me burnish them on as well. So I'm going to where the scale detail in the moulds is and just burnishing the flakes on, trying to get it so that I use this colour in certain parts of the dragons and then the other colour in the other parts. So I'm really not that concerned about the fact that you've got those other flakes in other places, you know, where I'm now putting the green. I love this green. My God, that really is a very verdant colour. Beautiful, beautiful shimmer and shine to that. These chameleon flakes, as long as you put enough on and you really burnish them on, and by burnish I mean really rub them in well with a brush, really rub them in well, they give such a beautiful effect, such a beautiful effect. Everything that we're using in today's video will be linked in the description box down below. Unfortunately, we don't have any discount codes for you as yet. But who knows, in the future, we'll be able to, you know, help everybody out with some discount codes. So come on, let's Resin, you know, really need you to let us have some codes. So I'm just using a much bigger brush and I'm just burnishing it all into the mould. I have given a bit of a clean up in places. I'm just really brushing it in. Now these are just some makeup brushes that I bought off of Amazon. Obviously I don't then use them to apply makeup. No, have two sets if you're going to do that. So here we go. Look at that. Now the parts that are left, I'm going to use the metallic silver powder. Now this is a powder, and trust me, a little goes a very long way. This is the little like tiny fine powder flecks, particles, I don't know what you want to call them, are in the lid. And it's literally like you'd look in that lid and think there's nothing there. But just a quick brush round with the brush and then onto the mould, and look at that. A totally different effect from flakes or mica powders. I mean, here's a close-up. Look at that. So I probably need to put a tiny bit more in there, I would say. So just round the top of the bottle there, and then in on the other one as well. Beautiful. So sorry about that. Bits of this video for some reason are a little bit overexposed, so you'll get what my son Hugo calls a flashbang. So really sorry about that. Yeah. He is currently actually investigating the settings on my phone to see what the issue is. So just continuing now with this lovely metallic silver powder. and I'm going to go around the whole of this mould now. So any places where I've not got to with the Chameleon flakes will actually then be covered in the silver metallic powder. Now, obviously you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I'm going to fill this, Wayne is going to fill this with some black pigmented resin, and I don't want black showing through on the right side. So, you know, that's what I did with those. So this is the second mould. This is the bigger one of the two, and it's a dragon taking a lazy rest, a bit lazy dragon, I suppose, on a moon. So that's a crescent moon, and yeah, so that's what he's doing. He's having a bit of a rest. So I've picked a different colour, Chameleon flake now, and look at how blue, that's real sapphire colour. And I'm just applying it to, again, to the scale detailed, the details of the scale on the skin of the dragon. So I have sped this bit up a bit as well. Now, as you can see, usual issue, didn't see any point in wiping over the mould with a microfiber cloth because it didn't do any good. I am going to try the tumble dryer sheet method. I will be doing that at some point in the future in another video. Actually went out and got some today, so you'll be able to see whether or not that works or doesn't work. But to be honest with you, I'm really not bothered about how the flakes have gone to other parts of the mould as well. I mean, if you are, then, you know, by all means, go in, clean the mould up, and then do whatever you're going to do to your mould next. You know, whether it's to apply mica powder, whether it's just to fill it with resin, you know, you do what you want to do. But I'm not bothered, you see, I'm really not bothered about that. Absolutely fine by me. In fact, look, I'm going to burnish them in with this brush, and this brush, I have to say, I didn't realise was broken. I wondered why it wasn't quite working as well as the other one, but yeah, slightly broken. But look at that beautiful colour. Blue, in case you didn't realise, is my favourite colour. Why don't let us know in the comments what's your favourite colour? So there you are, you can see what I've done. I've done a bit more detail with the scale parts, with all the little scales on the dragon's body in that blue, and now I'm using this gorgeous green. It is stunning. There we go, the word stunning. Bit obsessed with that word. Bit obsessed with the Chameleon flakes, to be honest. Might have to get some proper Chameleon powders as well. But look at that. So again, it's been sped up a bit because you don't need to sit and watch me do this for like 20 minutes. Because this did take a while to do this. But I am really, really pleased with the effects. Just applying a bit more of this beautiful gold Chameleon flakes, just in around the head part there, a little bit down there on the moon. You know, you don't have to do that, obviously. You can do the moon in a totally different colour. But just going in, really not bothered at all by the fact that there are flakes in parts where perhaps aren't the dragon. Well, I know they're not the dragon. But yeah, so I'm just going to do up in the little top bit there, which is his tail. A little bit more. Really love that. So again, just taking the bigger brush. I changed it. It's a slightly different brush. It's a bit more, it's bigger, but it's a bit more stumpy, if that makes sense. Compact. There we go. That's better than the word stumpy. Right. So there we are, we're just burnishing it on with the brush. Now, I did quite a bit more of that. I mean, I'm sorry, so you get a bit of overexposure there on the filming again. Going to use the silver metallic powder. Now, this is time-lapsed. I spent quite a while doing this. I've covered the whole thing in the silver metallic powder. Because again, like the other one, I didn't want it to show through with black resin. Now, I'm really sorry. I don't know what was going on here. I don't know why the lighting is the way it is. As I say, it's something that Hugo is investigating for me. But Wayne is currently doing this part now. He's mixed up some Tea Expert resin. It's a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. Just happens to be the brand of choice at the moment for us. And he's added in some black pigment. Now he's just realised he's going to be of overpour there. So he's taken that out. Propped up one bit of the mould because it was a little bit wonky or not level. And now he's just filling in the other mould, the one that where the dragons are entwined. There we are. Now, he's just realised that that one also needs a little bit of propping up. Now, this isn't because, this is mainly because I think the work surface isn't quite level. So, stir sticks or popsicle sticks to the rescue. And then just topping it up with a bit more resin. Right down into those tail parts and detail. And then taking... what he's got there is a coffee stir stick, or you can use a micro brush if you're happy using a micro brush. And then just making sure that all the resin is going into all the little bits of the detail of the mould. So yeah, apologies again about the glare on the top right hand corner there. But yeah, hopefully that will be fixed in time for the next video. If not, it'll be the video after that. There we go. So just finishing topping it up. So one of the reasons why we decided to do these dragons as well and use Chameleon flakes and not to give up is because one of our lovely subscribers, I really hope she doesn't mind me mentioning her, but that would be the lovely Gypsy Rose, otherwise known as Cindy. So hi Cindy. The inspiration, she sent us a lovely photo. I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. She sent us a photo of some lovely fish that she had done using the Chameleon flakes, and they look absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, she just gave me the inspiration to have another go with the Chameleon flakes. Not with fishes. We do have some fish moulds that we're going to try, probably with Chameleon flakes, but with these lovely dragons, because, you know, I love a dragon. Nice dragons, obviously. And this one rather reminded me of the character Puff the Magic Dragon from Pete's Dragon. Does anybody know what that is? Let me know in the comments if you've seen the film. That from, gosh, I don't know what decade. I don't know if it was 1960s, maybe 1970s, perhaps. I'm not sure, to be honest. With the song in it, which I'm not going to sing because we'll get copyrighted. But the fantastic film from childhood memories. And that dragon just reminded me of him. The friendly dragon. So here I am. I didn't show the demold of the big dragon, but I am showing you the demold of this one. Now, as I said, we demolded these 24 hours after the resin had been poured and cured, but they were still bendy. Now these, because it's a smaller piece, it hasn't got as much resin, it's thinner, still quite bendy, so going very, very carefully around these tail pieces, because as you can see, it's still bendy and you don't want it to break off. It's quite thin as well. You do not want it to break off, so go carefully. I have sped this up slightly because I did take quite a lot of time in releasing it from the mould, and as you can see, that tray is overexposing again. Yeah. frustrations. So I'm very sorry about that. Especially if you're watching us on your big TV. But look at that. Got a few bits of overspill to deal with, but that's easily done. We just trim that off. Look at the wings. Wowzers. That's stunning. That is the best result. These dragons are the best results I feel we've had using the Chameleon flakes. There we go, look. Now, look at that colour gradation there, almost like an ombre, and the silver. Now, I'm going to do something with the eyes. Now, you could just use maybe a black acrylic marker or acrylic paint pen and just paint that in. You could freehand paint it in. You could make, put some glitter, a lot of glitter in some UV resin, put some drops in and cure it maybe. Totally up to you. What we have done actually is we went out whilst these were still curing and bought these. Now these are little sticky, well, I don't know, little half sticky sort of gems. Obviously they're not real. Adhesive gems, there you are. Quite a lot in a pack. They're from Hobbycraft. Now I didn't know whether to use this, which is like a glue that's super. It's called Star Bond. It's an activator glue. Or whether to use UV resin. And I decided to use UV resin in the end. So I'm just deciding positioning here. I've taken the little sticky gem off the back, its backing, and then just trying to position it and decide on colour. Is it the right colour? You know, is it, or should I use something completely different? Does it show up enough? I mean, I think, to be honest, you could use either of the colour tones that are on that sheet there on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. But there you go. I'm going to use this instead. That's me just telling you I'm going to use the UV resin from J Diction. So close up, here we go. Pop some resin in, just maybe 1 or 2 equivalent of drops there. I've got a micro brush handy. I'm just going to help it into the shape, the space of the eye socket there. There you go. And just going round like that. Carefully, take your time, make sure it's got, there we go, and I'm happy with that. And look, this is the coloured stone that I'm going to try and use because they stuck to my gloves. But there we go. If you joined us for today's video, I should have said this before now, naughty me. Thank you for joining, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've given us a thumbs up, maybe you've popped a comment for us. We do try and respond to all comments. Yeah, it's just a good way of sharing tips and hints and tricks, particularly if you're a crafter yourself. Let us know what bits you liked, what bits you didn't like, what maybe you'd like to see, you know, you would do differently if you were doing it. All of that, you know, it's great. It's great for our community and anybody else that's watching the video. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, giving us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, why don't you subscribe to the channel? If it's your thing, you like watching crafting videos. We tend to do how to make videos to give you a bit of inspiration. A lot of the time it's a first time thing for us, either first time using a mould, first time using a particular mica powder or flake or pigment or a particular technique. And we will upload videos where we show you things that maybe don't go completely to plan. But, you know, we want to show you that we're all human and this is what can happen sometimes, particularly if you're a crafter. Look at that. Now, what I've done, obviously I've secured it in place with UV resin and then I've gone over it as well with UV resin. So it's completely encased. Now, these two, I used a different type of sticky gemstone. Same thing, look at those from Hobbycraft, and they came in different shapes as well, as you saw, teardrop shape, heart shape. Using the UV resin again, just popping it in there into the eye socket part and applying the gemstone in exactly the same way. Gemstone? Did I say gemstone? The gem exactly the same way as I did with the bigot of these two dragons. There we go. Absolutely love that colour. Giving me mermaid vibes, actually. I think it's just the colours. Very oceanic. Oh, I do like that. This is reflecting the greens and the blues and maybe a little bit of silver in that. So I do really, really love that. Yeah, using a UV lamp to completely cure it. So yeah. As I was saying, we upload videos 3 times a week, Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays at 5 PM UK time. We will be launching the website. We had hoped to launch it on the 31st of January. Unfortunately, due to technical problems, can't believe how we've been plagued with the amount of technical problems we have with that, but 2 weeks delay. We promise in 2 weeks' time, so just around Valentine's Day, you will see our website launched. It will be a link in our description box for videos closer to the time. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Look at these beauty shots at the end there. Fantastic. And in case you're wondering, that is the splashback that is behind our hob in the kitchen. It is a custom made one, which I made, doing paint pouring. It's a little bit of useless information. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Take care, everyone. See you again soon. Bye-bye.